Greetings, you beautiful souls. Welcome to the official Master Force Coach podcast. I'm Mushim Suit, your guide to this transformative journey. At Master Force International, we believe that greatness resides within each and every one of us, waiting to be unleashed. Whether you're a seasoned leader, an aspiring entrepreneur, or simply seeking to elevate your life, this podcast is your sanctuary for inspiration, motivation, and actionable insights. Join us every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern as we dive deep into the art and science of leadership, personal growth, and the power of the human spirit. Each week, we'll explore a new theme, from mastering the art of communication to cultivating resilience in times of adversity. Alongside special guests and Master Force coaches, trailblazers, visionaries, and thought leaders, we'll uncover the secrets to unlocking your spiritual, personal, and professional success. Thank you for being here, and remember, we are ascending.
Hello, lovers of weather, the lovers and the lovette of cosmic weather with Mother Mecca 115. This is the week of May 5th, 2024. Are you ready? So, Destiny card of the week for May 5th is, of course, the Ace of Spades. Now, we've had this before, lovers and lovettes, but it's okay. So it means a secret. It's the secret emblem of many old secret societies, the key to mysteries. It represents the truth behind the veil of illusion. And it is a symbol for the study of esoteric knowledge and mystical wisdoms. We got so much more to talk about with that Ace of Spades, right? It is a traditional card for change, death, transformation. And guess what? It's not death like you think. It is death and rebirth. It is another, when you have a chance to leave something and do it again and have it at your best, that is so wonderful. It is another desire for work, newness, probably in the job or occupation. So it's always good to do all of that. Now, May 6th is going to have a Sun and Saturn sextile. This could provide a solid foundation for long-term projects, and it is very good, a very good day to take care of business. You guys better start handling all that good business. And guess what? May 6th is really a great day to do that. So a little bit more information. Now that's moving us really into the new moon in Taurus, right? And so that is May 7th. It's going to happen at 11:21 a.m., which is Pacific time, okay? Now, the newness now can impact the rest of the year. It's some new pathways. You can take few risks and let your inner child out. Is because that's going to help you continue with this new moon in Taurus. You need to indulge in your senses. So you need to take out some time to appreciate the birds and some butterflies. Okay, I know we're used to the birds and bees, which is also good during this time. Whatever you initiated can bring long-term results. See, that's already flowing because it's so amazing how that card really helps us with this, because remember, it told you some long-term things can happen. And then even with the new moon, some of those things can go ahead and happen as well. So now guess what? Mercury on May 9th will be the furthest from the sun. Now, what is that going to help you do? That's going to help you feel a breezy feeling because, Mercury is where we start, right? And especially if you're in your Mercury period right now, and you can find that out. I'll tell you about that if we get into your destiny reading. If you're in that Mercury period, this is really going to affect you. You're going to feel breezy, and as well some intellectual stimulation. Okay, and that's always good. That is so fabulous that happens. Now, our health tip for the week is about dandelion. You know, go out there and pick those dandelions up if you don't fertilize your grass. Now, if you fertilize your grass, you do not want to pull those dandelions. You can take the dandelion flower off when it's yellow and infuse it. If you don't know how to do that, I got somebody special for you that can help you. So the health benefits of dandelion is going to manage that type 2 diabetes that you guys won't stop fooling around with. There's different things that you can do. So treating obesity, diabetes and obesity runs hand in hand. They're not telling you that. Most of the times we are setting off diabetes in our body because we're obese. It helps reduce high cholesterol. It helps prevent chronic liver disease. You guys out here, we're not taking care of our liver. We're drinking. It shocks people when I say I do not drink. You know, reducing high blood pressure. We got a lot of people, you're drinking and you are eating foods that help the blood pressure go higher. So we don't want to do that. The it can also treat rheumatoid arthritis, okay, to help us not feel so snappy. And I just popped my finger because I love to pop. But then also it is going to prevent and help treat cancer. They're not telling us that God gave us all these things right here on our planet to help us with all these illnesses that we want to prevent and that we are going through. So don't forget, go ahead and eat or drink some dandelion. You can get it in a tea form, in a root form, in a leaf form. You want to do that. Now, do not forget, when I was talking about those destiny to find out what periods that you are in, all of us, I give these tips, but for you to really understand how this is going to affect you, you really need to do your destiny reading and find out, are we in our Mercury period? Are we in our Jupiter period? These things that we're going through to actually connect to us. Now, again, I am Mother Mecca 115. You can find me on Facebook, Mecca C. Eves. You can TikTok, Mother Mecca 115. Always text me at 708-253-8795 because it's so easier to contact and connect with me right there through my cell phone. You know what? I really appreciate you and for listening and connecting with me. I love you because you're like no other, because we're all individually us and you. And I always tell you, peace, lovers, and love X. See you next week.
Welcome to another edition of Master Force Coaches Podcast. We are so excited about this series. I hope you've been following us and learning as much as we have. And today, we have another wonderful coach talking about a book that she loves, and it's really going to be very insightful for us. So make sure that you have your notes ready and also your warm beverage so that you can sip and listen. All right. So now let me introduce you to my favorite coach. And I know I say that about everybody, but Ushaas, how are you today? Come on in and tell us about yourself.
Awesome, awesome. I am wonderful. Thank you for having me. I am so happy to be here today.
I'm happy that you're here too. And I'm looking forward to hearing about this amazing book. So tell us all about it. Healing Love Through the Tao, Cultivating Female Sexual Energy. This is something all of us need, I tell you.
Oh, indeed, indeed. So this book, I first came upon this book in the early 90s. And during that time, early, mid 20s, wasn't really knowing what my sexual energy was. Really didn't have any education on it as far as sexual energy. Just,
We
you
were
know,
just told not to engage. That was
not
it.
yeah, abstinence. Yeah, that was the only thing. Abstinence.
Right.
And if you did entertain it, you would take birth control. You would,
Yeah.
we weren't even on the spectrum of taking certain herbs in order to minimize, in order to control,
Yeah.
certain things.
Right.
However, this book awakened me to all of those different things. So,
Yes.
not only, getting the comprehension that sex was not just a physical act, and that the most important thing in this book, it educates you that when you have sex, you are outpouring your energy. And
Mm.
when you learn the techniques that are taught within this book, you learn how to pour your energy back within you to heal your organs. And it's not just for sex, but
That's right.
it's called sexual energy. And, it just gave me a whole new level of thinking about energy and how we communicate with it. So, at what's interesting too, at this particular time, I was also probably in my third year of studying Kung Fu. So I really gravitated, I was able to gravitate to the practices of what they have is called ovarian Kung Fu
Mm.
and sexual Kung Fu. So these are some of the main terms they use. And once of course, it's all about discipline to
Yes.
really be able to feel the benefits, afforded to discipline. It takes
Right.
discipline
That's
and,
right.
and consistency, not just, it's consistency. So it's like I said, this book changed my life. It made me see things in a whole new way as far as sex was concerned. It made me also realize how important the feminine energy is and how protected it should be. So it was a total eye opener for me. So this book goes in detail about the different, they give you breathing techniques. And so it's important, teaching you about the orgasmic upward draw. Now this is like three different centers: your head chakra, your throat, and then your your root chakra. All those have probably like the primary female energy seeds. And so once you learn orgasmic breathing, or you're learning, my apologies, ovarian breathing, you learn how to transmit the energy between these three. That's like the first step. But before you get in there, you really have to understand the myocosmic orbit that goes around your body and act, you once you get in tune with that. So cultivating sexual, because I was already familiar with Kung Fu, it was easy for me to transition into that. But this is not like, if you've never done different type of breathing exercises, there's steps you need to take before you get to this. So that's important to know, because when you get when you do the breathing exercises, it locks it you're actually you have to transform sexual energy into energy before it actually goes into your cells. So there's methods and breathings that all take place that you learn about within this book.
So what would be the 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 information here that would attract the layman, the regular person to this, not someone that studies kung fu or gung fu or breathing?
Right.
What would make them? Because I think it's interesting enough that we really do need to cultivate our sexual energy, but a lot of times books like this seem to be a little over our head. What would be the attraction? How can we get people interested in this enough where they would pick it up and then start to study it a little bit?
Well, first and foremost, when we're born as women, we, have a certain amount of eggs
Yes.
and a certain amount of energy as well as male. Now, we're speaking about cultivating female sexual energy, but just for the males out there, there's also a male version.
Yes,
FYI,
it is.
as we continue, we're not leaving the male out on this, but it's a book that I read. So cultivating the female sexual energy, one of the most important points that I learned about is that you only have a certain amount of energy here. Like as we continue to age, your energy is depleted with foods, with your life force, basically your life force. So cultivating female sexual energy and cultivating that energy allows you to increase your life force. So you can do that with a lot of different things, but just overstanding your breath and being able to control it and being able to heal yourself, literally heal yourself with this energy. It's possible. So for layman's, if you're sick, if you're not, you have any type of ailments, or if you're just tired all the time, your energy is low, you can utilize this energy. So as we continue to age, our energy is depleted. We don't continue after 25. You're not getting regeneration. And so with the foods that we eat, we're not in tune with earth where we get energy from sunshine anymore. All these things, we're not going to go into the whole thing. It's $1 trillion industry to keep us sick.
That's right.
We already know that. But because of that, this is just another tool that anyone can use just with your breath. It's free, if you just take the time. So that's a huge benefit for anybody that's off balance, any woman that has any type of menopause issues. It is tremendous. So when we get into let's dab into that little role for a little bit, because in our cycle as women, and first cultivating our organs or learning about being a woman, we're not, where I wasn't. It wasn't looked at as a gift. It wasn't looked at as energy that can create worlds or manifestation. It was looked at, we were given the male perspective of what our cycles were. And so we internalize it as something negative. And with that, we carried on that negative energy along every month. And we continue to do that every month. So in the life cycle of women, every month we have every month we have that ability to be our most creative. We're like gods during our cycles, and we have these amazing creative electrons that are going on. And so cultivating female energy helps you to tap into that, where you're not sick all the time, you're not PMSing, your organs have everything it needs, so you're not bleeding as heavy on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
Controlling the breath. Any woman that's going through anything, in your reproductive parts, this is essential for you. It's essential for you because you now are able to take control of what is going on, the most important vitality for you. So it's right here in this seat. So overstanding that, we're constantly losing energy. So, and you can't do anything, your brain gets foggy. But as you continue to do Tai Chi is also associated with that's like one of the first step before you get to this, just overstanding the energy before you get into cultivating the female sexual energy.
It's so interesting because I remember a couple of things about that. I returned, I think I want to say I turned 50, 52, and I wanted to stop my cycle. And I got the book of the Tao Book of Systems. You remember that the healing systems?
I do. Yes.
And it talked about, the the process where you had to, sit cross legs on your bed, and you had to put your heel against certain parts of your body, and you had to manipulate other parts of your body, and you had to consistently do that. You said consistence, and everything about cultivation is about consistency. And and I had to do that for 30 days, and it did stop. I did stop it. Because I was like, I'm not having any more children. I'm not trying to. And somebody said, well, did you ever go through menopause? I said, I said, no, I just stopped my cycle.
Menopause
But
is there. I'm sorry, go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Menopause is a very interesting subject. When I went through a goddess class, we had several books to read. And so one of the books is The Crone. Now, in this book, it teaches you how, women are magic. We are all magic.
Yes,
And
born with it.
we're
Absolutely.
born with magic. And, we have to learn how to tune into that magic. And so there's a lot of rituals that you do to tune into the blood of your cycles, and
Yes.
giving that to Mother Earth. And so, and it's interesting we're saying that because today on April 30th and May 1st is considered the impregnation of Mother Earth,
Oh,
where
really?
you give, so if you have an opportunity, give to Mother Earth today. Give some seeds, give some, to the animals, her children, to and thank her. And then on the solstice, summer solstice, we get the birth of what we've planted. So
Okay.
yes. But it's such a small thing. Everything that took us away from exercising the right and the left brain, the female and the male side of ourselves. And so once we get into balancing those out, we know what our role here as women, as mothers, as daughters of Mother Earth. So it's such a beautiful microcosm.
Yes.
Once we get more in tune to it. And so everything, sadly to say, has been patriotic. And so, as we get further into understanding the matriarchic side, you start to understand feminine grace at a higher level, not as seductory, but as a guiding of the souls to a better way of life, so to say, as we continue to move. And so cultivating female sexual energy allows us those downloads from Mother Earth and where we're supposed to be. And it's for every stage, every woman. If you have a young teen who's ever just started their cycle, this is a beautiful book. They gotta read it. You gotta get it to them. Gotta get it to them. It will take their menstrual journey to a whole nother level.
Oh, yes.
A whole nother level.
Yeah.
And it's so much beauty and magic in it. Magic that we can't even fathom. But we as women, as the more we get in touch in our energy, because it's needed, we have what's required for us to move into new sectors of this world.
And that's why there's so much distraction, and why we have the
So
weaponized
much.
Black women right now, because they do not want us to get to our grace.
Do not.
And we keep feeding into it, and as though we don't have power, but we are the power that people are trying to keep silenced, right? And it's not like we have to be loud about it. Again, grace is what it is. We just have to be into ourselves and present.
Yeah, and so one of the main things, technology wasn't as prevalent in
That's
the
right.
80s when this
Yeah.
was written, and in the 90s when I first picked it up. But now technology, you have to fight to get to a certain level of peace.
Yes.
You don't have your, if you don't situate your home properly, because if you don't have EMF,
Mm-hmm.
um,
The
that
virgins,
your
yeah,
home,
yeah.
that protect
Mhm.
your home, your every room, outside your home, different things like that. It makes it difficult for you to tune in because they're always charging your nervous system.
That's right.
So, and if you don't have charge of your nervous system, um, patience becomes difficult. I'll just say that.
Oh
It
yeah,
becomes much more
we're on edge
challenging.
all the time. Exactly.
It
We're
becomes
right.
much more challenging,
Yeah.
much more challenging. But transforming the beauty, when you have sex, it's an amazing feeling. I want to do it again. I want to do it again. I want to do it again, right? That feeling, yes, this is what we're doing. However, when that happens, you're depleting your
Mhm.
organs. You had a certain amount. Just imagine before, when the first time you ever had sex, um, you had a certain amount of, just imagine all your organs were at 100%, right?
Right.
So after you have sex, right, and have an orgasm, now your organs, imagine, is just, say, about it 98%, right? So imagine all those times that you expel all those outer orgasms. When you get ready to have sex again, you are attempting to have an orgasm. You want the feeling. You're always going back to the feeling of 100% orgasm, but you'll never get it because your organs have been depleted. You're not at
Mhm.
100% orgasm because you won't get it. You won't get that orgasm. You won't get it. So, in order to get that orgasm, you get total body orgasm. You get total organ orgasms when you learn how to have inner orgasm.
Yeah.
That's like a huge plus. And
Absolutely.
when you have a mate that's doing it too, it's a whole nother, like, as the picture kind of depicts, a figure eight of orgasms that continue to go on. And in this process, you're literally healing all of your energies. So they, in the book, it describes, like, imagine, you have your orgasm, and so imagine you're trying to get to 1,000. And so you get to your orgasm, you climb, you climb, you climb, you're at 1,000. And so you just have to go back down. But when you start having inner orgasms, it's like you get to 1,000, you 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 sit there, and then you get to 2,000, you sit there, and you go all the way up to, into like 10,000.
Now that's huge. I think that's why a lot of people are leery about sex because they've put sex in such a way on television that all it is a
They
is
lower vibrationed it.
oh my goodness,
They
nothing
bastardized it. They bastardized the beauty
totally.
and the sanctity of it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no Kundalini magic whatsoever,
None.
no representation of the creative energy. Whether
Mm-hmm.
you have a partner or not, sexual
Yep.
energy is hugely creative.
And it's gonna be there whether you got a partner or not.
It's going to be there. You
You
can use it, you can tap in,
can use it.
okay? And not just for the orgasmic experience, as you were stating, but literally for the cultivation and creativity and manifestation of your dreams and desires.
And also enhances your quality of life. It
And your
increases the
physical
life
attributes.
force.
Yes, your life force.
Increases
Absolutely.
your life force. So that's probably, for layman people, the biggest added
Mm-hmm.
to learning your breath, learning female sexual energy. You increase your life force, you increase your sexual stimulation,
Yeah.
degrees that you have never even contemplated. And after a certain age, many women, they go through menopause. after 20 years after they go through menopause, they still have that sexual energy and beyond.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's like that energy is still fire, but again, as you said, we have been programmed. We've been we just say programmed to at an early age as far as how to navigate our sexual energy. So,
Mm-hmm.
as we get older, even though we have a different freedom of our sexual energy, there's still these outside forces that always ensure they cater to what our next attention is, right? so so it's important. Learning ovarian breathing allows you to tap into exactly what you want to do. In essence, what I'm saying, just like say you go to the store, right? The store has picked out everything for you. They have a shopper. They had choices that they didn't even put in the store, right? So
Yes.
this is a divine ovarian breathing in the tail way, healing love. It teaches you how where all the choices are. It shows you all the choices.
Yes.
It shows you all the choices. So, and it's, this is the devil's playground. I love to say that. And so, if it's a playground, it's a game we came here to play. So, this is a tool that you can use in this game to win peace, to win joy, to win love, to win balance, all those things, just to keep our planet and ourselves elevated.
And we are so needed right now, Ushaas. Thank you for bringing this book forward because as I'm listening to you, I'm even thinking about when my daughter was going through, her first cycle and the things that I did for her so that she didn't have to have cramps and didn't have to take birth control and how to take care of her body. And I did that for my daughter because that's my daughter and I had the
Right.
knowledge. But there are other people. We need to get this information out
Indeed, it's a
because
beautiful
they're
thing.
sexualizing our children at such a young age. They never get to the grace part.
They never and never get to um they're forcing them. It's like a force of changing your sexuality.
Yes. Oh
I
my
know that
goodness.
there's I there have there's they call them twin souls. They call them, you can call them, I have respect for however you were born. Who you are. What this road has. But in the Native American community, they call them twin spirits. If you're born as a certain gender and you have an affinity to another gender. Now, in the speaking, it's a higher level. The thing is, the affinity has been taken to a lower level
That's
because you
right.
have these particular Native Americans that are born, what they call two spirits. They have the male and female like hermaphrodites in ancient Egyptian. So
Mm-hmm.
it's different a level of why they exist, not to pop it like it's hot or to
That's right.
showcase what's going on in their bedrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are sacred. And so, it lowers the manifestation abilities. Those lower vibrations, everything has a higher and lower vibration. So everything that's being portrayed now is to cater to the lower vibration of that energy.
Yeah.
So even, and then if you don't have any control of yourself or your mind, you're, wondering, well, maybe I might like this,
Well,
because
it's a
it taps in,
curiosity is aroused. Exactly. Yeah.
it taps, everything is tapping to your nervous system. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like a chip. They can control it like a joystick with no problem.
No
And
problem.
so it's so important for you to, for us to control our energy. And so Master Force, I was gonna go with another book and I could do that at another time. But and I wasn't sure if the book would come here in time because you said we had to show it. So I was like, well, I gotta make sure I got to make sure I have the book,
Right.
as Boots said. So I was like, you know what? This book is it's so needed. Like you said, it's so essential.
Yes.
It's so essential, not, for our girls, so they can learn the beauty of their cycles and
Mm.
learn how to protect their energy and their boundaries. They have a more stable direction on how to protect themselves
Yes, right.
as far as in letting anybody into their circle. You're automatically safe if your girls know this. They automatically safe.
Automatically. You don't even have to worry about
You
it.
don't even have to worry about it. Any situation they come in, they're gonna automatically ensure their energy is protected, and whoever they come into is gonna be on a high frequency in order to receive them.
That's right. And then they also know what frequency they are, so they
Indeed.
know to stay out of certain places.
Right. Those things won't even come to them.
Won't even be
Be
attracted.
present. Yep.
Mm.
Won't even be present. So
Well, thank you so much, Ushaas. I look forward to, and yes, we will have you come back again. And there every time I think about, oh, there's so many books. I
so
was looking
many.
at books to shelf today,
So many.
and so I really appreciate you bringing this to us. And I really do think we need to look at again bringing this in as a class because
Oh yeah.
part
It's
of
definitely a class now. It's
Mhm.
definitely a class.
Right. All
Now
right, everybody. So what are your so you says tell people where they can find you and any other relevant information about what you're doing. You can and also talk about your wonderful calendar too. I oh my goodness, it welcomes me to my workstation every day.
yes, yes, indeed. I actually, and just before we get on the calendar, I put that in the drive. That's the male version. So if possible, maybe we can get one of our male coaches to grace us with I know
But
we have,
only if they've read it. I don't.
if they've read it,
Yeah.
right. If they've
Mhm.
read it.
Yeah.
It will definitely change their life
Mhm.
if they read it. But I have created and I was watching, I love Mika's forecast. Um
Mecca. Yeah.
Mika's
Yeah.
forecast when she provides it. She is definitely Chi-Town born. I love it.
Yes.
Um one of the things that she I was listening to her, and it just so reminded me of the Namashi compass. So this right here is the Namashi compass. This serves as a revitalized ancient sacred circle, namatized to bring awareness to the subtle vibrations of air, earth, water, fire, and ether. Everything is vibrating energy, just as we were talking about. Like an ocean of frequencies, our thoughts, emotions, and actions are all ripples in this ocean. Your attention is your currency. Put value on what you give your attention to. The first new moon after the spring equinox, the earth spirals around the sun for approximately 364 days, revisiting 13 constellations. In sync with all tides of the earth, the moon shines and hides in a series of 8 phases for 13 consecutive months. Each month carries a she or a vibration frequency. The Namashi compass is a gauge of these frequencies and provides the best time to revitalize practices to honor space, energy, self, earth, and ether. So the cultivating female sexual energy is so much in alignment with the Namashi compass. And
Mhm.
if you scan below, you're able to get it. Actually, it's today was the last day of the sale for 19.99 that you're able to get it. It goes back up to $30 after this particular month, which starts tomorrow. So you want to get it at that price. But you can find me, scan that, put your email in. There will be, right now I am not taking clients, but I do have workshops that'll be geared towards overstanding the Namashi compass, and that's where you can find me, and of course in the Master Force directory.
Wonderful. Thank you. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. We will be back next week with another wonderful book. Not sure which one it's going to be, but we always look forward to having our coaches present and having you join us. So thank you for being here. We appreciate all of your feedback, and we will see you guys next week. Goodbye.